Hello children, today we shall continue with chapter number 5, quadrilaterals. In earlier video we have solved exercise 5.3. Now let us proceed further. So the next topic is trapezium. Okay. Now, what is a trapezium? Trapezium is a pair of opposite sides, okay, which are parallel. Okay, you can say one pair of opposite sides are parallel. That means AB and side DC are the opposite sides which are parallel. Okay, only one pair is parallel, whereas AD and BC are not parallel to each other. Okay, so only one pair of sides are parallel. Okay, and the sides are opposite sides. So when only one pair of opposite side is parallel, then the quadrilateral is called as a trapezium. Now, ABCD is a trapezium. So we write AB quadrilateral, ABCD is a trapezium. Okay. Now here angle A and angle D. Okay. Angle A and angle D are adjacent angles, and angle B and angle C is also another pair of adjacent angles. So what the first pair of adjacent angle is angle A and angle D, and the second pair of adjacent angle is angle B and angle C. Okay, so these two pairs are the pair of adjacent angle. Now, so therefore by the property of parallel lines, both the pairs are supplementary. So that means angle A plus angle D is 180 and angle B plus angle C is also 180. So we can say that the pair of adjacent angles, okay, are supplementary. Now open your textbook to page number 69. If non-parallel sides of a trapezium are congruent. Now you can see PQRS. Okay, this is the trapezium. Now if non-parallel sides, so non-parallel sides are PS and QR. Suppose PS and QR are non-parallel sides, but they are congruent. So that means PS is congruent to QR. Then the quadrilateral PQRS is called as an isosceles trapezium. Okay. Next, the segment joining the midpoints of non-parallel sides of a trapezium is called the median of the trapezium. So that means the segment joining the midpoints of non-parallel sides. Suppose here is a midpoint and one midpoint is here. Okay. So if I draw a segment like this joining the midpoints of non-parallel sides of a trapezium, okay, then it is called as then this, suppose the name is XY. So XY is called as the median of the trapezium. Okay. Next. Now open your textbook to page number 71. Practice set 5.4. Practice set 5.4. So now first one, quadrilateral IJKL, where side IJ is parallel to side KL. So now here the figure is not been provided. So we first have to draw the figure. Okay. So first I draw a figure. So you can see over here a quadrilateral which has been given to us, that is IJKL. So I have drawn a quadrilateral IJKL where side IJ and KL are parallel. So you can see I have drawn IJ and KL parallel sides. So the remaining two sides are non-parallel sides, where angle I is 108 degree, then angle K is 53 degree, and you have to find the measure of angle J and angle L. Okay, we need to find the measure of these two angles. So we begin with the proof. So now if you see side LK and side IJ. LK and IJ are parallel, right? That is already given to us. So now if side LK and side IJ are parallel, then I can say that LI is a transversal. Okay, so I write line LI is a transversal. So for these two parallel lines, LI is a transversal. That means angle L plus angle I, these two angles forms adjacent angles, right? And also interior angles in the interior angles between the two parallel lines. So angle I plus angle L is equals to 180 degree, that is interior angles. Now we know angle I is 108, we have to find angle L. So angle L plus 108 is equals to 180 degree. Therefore angle L is equals to 180 degree minus 108 degree, which is equals to 72 degree. So you get the measure of angle L is equals to as 72 degree. Now next, IJ is parallel to LK, right? Now we take JK as a transversal. So now sec JK or line JK is a transversal. So again you get angle J plus angle K is equals to 180 degree, that is by interior angles. So that means angle J we don't know, but angle K is 53. So 53 degree plus angle J is equals to 180. Therefore angle J is equals to 180 minus 53, which is equals to 127 degree. So you get the measure of angle J as 127 degree and measure of angle L is equals to 72 degree. Second question, in quadrilateral ABCD, side BC is parallel to side AD. Okay. Then next, if angle A is 72, then find measure of angle B and angle D. Also side AB is congruent to side DC is given to us. So first we draw a trapezium ABCD where BC is parallel to AD. Okay, only one parallel side is given to us. So I have taken that parallel side. So it forms a trapezium. Then AB is congruent to CD. So you can see the congruent sign is shown for AB and CD. Then measure of angle A is given to us. Okay, so this measure of angle A is given to us as 72 degree. We have to find the measure of angle B and angle D. Okay, so now we have to do a construction over here. I will draw segment BM is perpendicular to segment AD and segment CN perpendicular to segment AD. Okay, these two sides I draw as perpendicular and I have shown it as 90 degree. Okay, such that A dash M dash D and A dash N dash D. Now BC is parallel to AD, right? So now if BC is parallel to AD, I can say that side BM and side CM are also congruent. Why? Because those two are the distance between two parallel lines. BM and CN are the distance between parallel line BC and AD. And the distance between the two parallel lines is constant. It will not change. So I can say that BM is congruent to CN. Distance between two parallel lines is constant. Okay, that is equation 1. Now I take triangle ABM and triangle CND. Now in triangle ABM and in triangle CND, angle M is 90 and angle N is 90. So that means angle AMB and angle CND. Okay, both these angles are congruent. So that is 90 by construction. Next, BA and CD are the hypotenuse which are also congruent. Okay, that is already given to us. And the last is side BM is congruent to side CN. Okay, that is I got it from equation 1. So the two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse, side test. Okay. So now I get the two triangles congruent. I will take the corresponding angles. So the corresponding angles are angle BAM. Okay. Angle BAM is congruent to angle CDN. But angle BAM lies inside the angle BAD. So in place of BAM, I can write as BAD. Okay. So you can see over here, I have written angle BAM. Sorry, it is BAM. BAM is congruent to angle CDN, but angle BAM lies inside the angle BAD. Okay, so in place of BAM, I will write CAD, and CDN lies inside the angle CDA. So in place of CDN, I write CDA. Okay. Now, BAM is already given to us as 72 degree. So, if BAM is 72 degree, BAD will be also 72, BAD is 72 degree, right? That is given to us. So, if BAD is 72 degree, CDA is also 72 degree because they are equal. So, that means angle D is equals to 72 degree. So, I got this as 72 degree. Next, side BC is parallel to side AD, that is already given to us. So now I take BA as a transversal because I have to find the measure of angle B. Okay, I have to find measure of angle B. So I take B as a transversal. So let's see. If I take B as a transversal, I get angle BAD plus angle ABC. Okay, angle BAD plus angle ABC is equals to 180. That means this angle plus this angle is equals to 180. That is interior angles. Okay, so I get angle BAD plus angle ABC is 180 interior angles. Therefore, BAD is 72 degree, which is already been given. 72 degree plus angle ABC is 180. That means angle ABC is 180 minus 72, which is equals to 108 degrees. So you get angle B is equals to 108 degree. Okay. Next, let's see the third sum. Question number 3. It is similar to second sum. In quadrilateral ABCD, the figure is already provided. Okay. In quadrilateral ABCD, BC is smaller than AD. Okay, so side BC is smaller than AD. That means BC is on top and AD is below. Okay, that means BC is smaller than AD. Side BC is parallel to side AD. If AB is congruent to CD, then prove that angle ABC, this angle ABC, is congruent to angle DCB. These two angles have to show congruent. So, I will draw perpendicular, BM perpendicular to AD and CN perpendicular to AD. Now, BC is parallel to AD, right? Side BC is parallel to side AD. So, I can take over here BM and CN are equal, that is distance between two parallel lines is constant, equation 1. So now you take two triangles BAM and triangle CDN. Okay, angle M is 90, angle N is 90, that means angle AMB and angle CND is also 90. That is by construction. Okay, next, BA and CD both are congruent. Those are the hypotenuse side of the right angle. So hypotenuse BA is congruent to hypotenuse CD, right? That is 90 degree and that is from 1 you get. That is given to us. And the last one is BM is congruent to CN, that is from 1. So two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test. Now you write the corresponding angles. That means angle BAM is congruent to angle BAM is congruent to angle CDN. But BAM lies inside BAD and CDN lies inside angle CDA. A. Okay, so I write that as angle BAM is congruent to angle CDN, that is angle BAD is congruent to angle CDA. So now I take side BC parallel to side AD. So BC parallel to AD and line AB is a transversal. Okay, so that means angle ABC plus angle BAD is equals to 180 degree, that is interior angles. Okay, so I write here angle DCB, angle ABC plus angle BAD is 180 interior angles. Similarly for the other side, CD is a transversal, BC and AD are parallel. So CD is a transversal, right? So you get angle DCB, okay, plus angle CDA is equals to 180 degree. So you write here angle DCB plus angle CDA is equals to 180 degree interior angle, that is 4. Okay, now angle 3 is 180. Okay, that is third equation is 180 and fourth equation also 180. That means these two are 180. That means I can write angle ABC plus angle BAD is equals to, so in place of 180 I can substitute this. Okay, so I write that as angle is equal to angle DCB plus angle CDA because both are 180 degree. Okay, so now I write that as, so from 3 and 4. Now angle ABC plus angle, now we got here angle BAD is equals to angle CDA. So in place of angle BAD I write as angle CDA, which is equals to angle DCB plus angle CDA. Now you can see angle CDA and CD is same, so I can cancel these two angles. That means angle ABC is equals to angle DCB. So that is what we have to find out. We have to prove that. So we got angle ABC is congruent to angle DCB. Hence the condition has been proved.